Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. For the video today, I wanted to sit down and talk about everything I've done to prepare for my wedding, just in terms of the beauty side of things, so all of the skincare and hair care treatments that I've been doing over the past couple months, just to prep for the big day. And I think it's a good time to sit down and talk about this for myself, just because when I sit and film this, it is the day before the wedding. So I think I've done everything at this point, or at the very least, I hope I have. Just because this time tomorrow, almost this time tomorrow, I'll be ready to walk down the aisle. But now that I've introduced the video, I'm just going to hop right into it, since I suppose there's some last minute things I want to do, and this just being one of them, but I'm not going to ramble on too long with this. I'm just going to run through the list. Now, as I look at my list, there's definitely a big focus on my skin, just because that is really one area where I always want to improve. And while I've done a lot of things in the past couple months specifically for the wedding, it's been a journey, and for a long time I've really been trying to improve my skin. So I'm not talking about anything I've done years ago or even a year ago, really just dedicated things I've done in the past few months. And the first one being the skin needling that I've had done. So I started that at the very end of last year, so a little bit over 6 months ago, and I've done 6 treatments with the Laser Clinics Australia franchise place, but I've just gone somewhere in Brisbane to get skin needling. I think I booked for a package of 6, and that's worked pretty well. I'll make sure I put up pictures throughout all of this just so you can see before and afters and how things have gone, apart from hearing me talk here. I really like the way the skin needling has gone so much that I think even after the wedding I might get a few more treatments just to see how much more it can help my skin. And yeah, the 6 treatments that I've had done were just about every month. Obviously I didn't go a few months when we were in lockdown, but I've had 6 treatments and it's worked out pretty well. Now that's probably the biggest thing that I've done. Second biggest is something that I did next, and that was about 1.5 months pre-wedding, and that was getting lipstick tattooed on. Now in hindsight, I wish I hadn't put on lip liner today, but rest assured it is just lip liner. I've overlined ever so, but this is the colour that my lips are all the time now. So again, I'll make sure I put in pictures just so you can see, but I had my lipstick tattooed at Panther Cosmetic Tattoo in Brisbane in the pink caravan with Daisy, and it worked out so well. I'm even contemplating going back again after the wedding and maybe getting eyebrows tattooed or something, just because I like the feeling of waking up and feeling like I'm ready with the lips. And some people might think it doesn't make much difference, but for me, since I'm a pale person, I had pale lips as well. If anything, they kind of leaned a little bit purpley, and I wasn't ever self-conscious about them, but when I found out that because Daisy was starting to do, lip tattoos, she was needing some people to sort of volunteer for a cheaper rate just to be a bit of a lip model, I put my hand up because it's something I've contemplated for a while. I'm not someone who gets lip injections, but I had thought it would be nice to give my lips a little bit of attention and make them feel a little bit different. Plus, obviously, it's really helpful to have something like this on the wedding day because I can kiss my husband and not worry about getting lipstick all over him. I'm probably just going to wear lip balm. And of course it makes it easier as well when I'm away on the honeymoon, because again, it's just permanent makeup and I get to reap the benefit for years after, because this is meant to last for 3 to 5 years. I intend to take care of them, so hopefully it's close to the 5-year mark. But yeah, I don't have any regrets with it. I'm very happy with the outcome. But yes, the original lipstick tattoo was done about a month and a half out, so I think partway through June, and then I came back for a 2-week touch-up. I think normally people would come a little bit after 2 weeks, like 3 to 4, but because I was working with a little bit of a shorter time frame before the wedding, I had it done at the 2-week mark and it was perfectly fine. I feel like I might be rushing through this part of the video just because I've done a whole separate video on the lip tattoo, so I'll make sure I link it up and down below. Now, after the lip tattoo, I started to get into things about a month out, one of which was getting my hair trimmed. So I'll speak a little bit more about hair later, but I did get my hair trimmed. My sister did it for me. I am never really one to go to the hairdressers. I feel we all know that, and I just wanted a little bit of the dead ends cut off. Not all of them, because some of them are still there, but I feel like I'm happy with the length for myself. This is quite easy to deal with for me, and I think it'll look nice on the wedding day, but I of course got rid of some straggly ends and just made it a little bit thicker on the ends because the ends were even thinner. Now I decided to do it a month prior to the wedding and not any closer, not for any reasons like me being worried about it getting cut too short, because my hair frankly wouldn't grow that quickly anyway. But I think on myself I just don't really like the look of a fresh blunt cut. I kind of like when it grows a little bit and looks a little bit feathered on the end, and that's probably down to breakage or uneven lengths in growing, but for some reason that just works a bit better for me, so getting it cut a month prior worked out really well. Now another thing I started focusing on about a month out from the wedding was my water intake. So yes, I'll address I am holding a plastic bottle here, but I've been reusing this. I'll quickly mention I do actually enjoy every now and then having a mineral water, spring sparkling water, or certain types of bottled water because I like the taste. I'm one of those people who feels like they do taste different, and yeah, that's why I bought this one, but I've been reusing it because I think it's the only bottle that fits in my cup holder in my car. I normally do use reusable bottles, and obviously that's what I advocate for. When this is done, it's going in recycling. But long story short, I've been focusing on drinking a lot more water, trying to aim for 2 to 3 litres a day, which is a bit of effort because I'm not someone who normally finds it easy to drink water. While I said I like certain tastes of water, I'm not someone who can just guzzle tap water. So I've really been putting in the effort and trying to drink as much as I can for my skin and I guess just overall health. And I'm really happy with how it's gone. Knock on wood. My skin's doing okay, so I think that hopefully tomorrow I won't have any issues. I'm just going to keep drinking a lot more of this though and stay hydrated and hopefully wake up with great skin in the morning, but I think I've laid good groundwork by trying to stay really hydrated over the past month. Reminder to those watching at home, have some water. Now apart from that, we're getting down to things that I've done semi-recently. So about 2 weeks out from the wedding, 2 weeks ago, I had a chemical peel. And I know that sounds scary. It wasn't an invasive chemical peel. I think it was called an enzyme peel, and I had that done at Laser Clinics Australia as well, and I'll have pictures up again, but that just worked at sort of clearing out some dead skin. It wasn't painful. I think it felt a little bit like a harsh abrasion, like a harsh scrub on the skin, and then I had an LED light session after, which I was told would help it heal up a little bit. Now, on the subject of the chemical peel, I had intended to have it then as a test run about 2 weeks out, and then wanted to have one about 5 or 6 days before the wedding. Cut to a few days ago, or a week ago, where I tried to book and they were all booked up. It was on me. I didn't think they'd book up. Normally I kind of book in with a day or two's notice and it's fine, but go figure, I ran out of time. Obviously nothing can be done about it now. I didn't have it done 5 days before the wedding, so don't have that glowy after effect from a chemical peel, but I think it really helped my skin along in terms of clearing up any breakouts because I'm doing okay now. And obviously there's been other things I'm doing, but I think that the chemical peel worked great for that, and it's something I'd recommend. Obviously if you want to try and ensure good skin for a certain event like a wedding day, enzyme or enzymatic peel is what I had done, and I think it worked pretty well on my skin. Again, I don't really know, of course, how I would have gone if I had it a few days ago in this week of the wedding. While, I mean, there's nothing I can do about it anyway. I do remember when I tried to book and was told they were booked out, the person who worked at the clinic said that, and maybe she just did this to try and make me feel better, she said sometimes it does go haywire and you need 2 weeks. So maybe it's for the best, but in my experience, I will reiterate, I think about 5 to 6 days was all I needed, and it definitely got worse before it got better. 3 days after the chemical peel was done, it didn't look great. My skin purged, but after it was great, and at least my skin's still doing okay from it. Now, one thing that I did do, and this was kind of a little compromise to myself, because I wasn't getting the second chemical peel a week prior to the wedding, I decided to get a regular facial. So I just went to a local place and had a standard facial done, and while I feel it didn't have as much a great effect as the chemical peel did, obviously it gave my skin that little glow and gave it the attention it needed before the big day, and that was all done by a professional. At home I've been doing masks and things while not overdoing it. That helps a little bit, but it was nice to have a proper full-on facial, and around that time, or same day, same place, I also had a massage as well. So that was nice to do about a week out, just to feel good and look good as well. Back to hair for a brief moment. I know I haven't really done too much for my hair, but I feel like my skin definitely needed way more attention. And for my hair, I just did my regrowth at home like I typically do. I do it every month, and with myself, I decided to do it a week before the wedding so that my hair would still look fresh. Right now, I think if I really pull it down, you can see a slight bit of regrowth, very slight. It almost looks more like a shadow than anything, but I didn't want to do my hair too close to the wedding and have it be dry. So what I've done was really load up my hair with castor oil when it was developing. That's something I've been doing recently, and I find it really helps the lengths just not get too dried out. I have then really filled my hair with Olaplex after having the regrowth done, just because it was feeling a little bit dry, obviously. And yesterday, so a few days prior to the wedding, just another step I've done was do a coconut oil mask and then toned my hair. I don't tone my hair all too often, and I suppose it's not even a full tone, just a purple shampoo, but now I think that that's washed out 2 days prior to the wedding. I think that it's a good time frame, so my hair won't be too clean for the wedding day and I can style it just fine. I know that the regrowth's done and I know that it's moisturized and toned, so time frame wise that worked out for me, although I do know that obviously everyone's hair is different, so maybe you'll have a different setup depending on even if you need to dye your hair at all. It's actually funny, when I tried to figure out at what point I should do my hair and how I should do it, just in terms of finding the ideal time, I was so stressed. I was writing it out in my diary and trying to figure out from months back what I'd done. I think I probably put a bit more effort in that sense into my hair than I have with my skin. With my skin, I've just said, okay, get things done every month, a week out, that was fine. But for my hair, I felt like I was trying to solve a puzzle. Now onto the week of, about 3 days out from the wedding, so 2 days ago I went and got my nails done. So I do typically get acrylic nails, and sometimes I do it at home, but I went for a set at the nail salon just because I wanted to be able to relax and not worry about it, and I've gone for a French ombre. So this isn't normally the color I'd go for. I do tend to get this sometimes for like special events or if I want a bit more of a subtle look. Normally I like red or pink glitter, but I thought I should go a bit more subtle and a little bit more of a classic nail look for my wedding, but obviously I don't think there's anything wrong if you want a bit more of a statement nail or nothing at all. It's just what I decided on in the end, and I'm very happy with them. Now, as well as getting my nails done 3 days prior to the wedding, I also had my lashes done. I know I haven't mentioned them yet, but these are all eyelash extensions. They look very intense right now, and maybe that's just more so because I'm not used to seeing myself like this. I'm used to seeing myself with, you know, strip lashes, and maybe you are too. If you watch this channel, most of the time I film I'm wearing strip lashes, but now the main difference is the fact that I wake up looking like this, and I will for the next few weeks. Now, where I went was Viper Self-Care in Stone's Corner. I think that they were amazing. It was my first time visiting them because I guess it was my second time ever getting lashes done. I had some done at a different place a year ago, and that was just prior to my last Japan trip. But this time around I did some research and saw that obviously Viper Self-Care is pretty big on social media, so I feel like a lot of people would have heard of them if you're in the Brisbane area. And another great thing about them is the fact that they are cruelty-free, which I really love. If anyone's curious as well, I had what was called the Angel set, and that was just the fullest set. I asked for kind of a wispy look, or wispy and slight cat's eye if they could do that, and I think the lash tech, I believe her name was Annabelle, did an amazing job, just because they do build the lashes sort of individually for each person. While you can order a different set, I think the outcome they said would be different person to person, just depending on what your preferences are. And I really love this. I think that this looks like an ideal lash application if I was to try and do a strip lash, but obviously now I'm not going to cry them off on the big day or anything like that, and it'll be really easy to get ready and feel put together on the honeymoon as well. Now there's just one last thing that I've done, and this was something I did last night, so kind of last minute, 2 days out from the wedding, and that was my brows. So I don't know how clearly you'll be able to see with me sitting here. I've got a new ring light set up, so I'll have to rely on pictures again for this. But last night I decided I wanted something a little bit more permanent on my eyebrows, or semi-permanent. just because I'm walking around with always done lips and temporarily done lashes. My eyebrows felt a little bit left out, so I decided to tint them and also laminate them. I did actually lighten my brows when I did my roots, and that's normally something I do just because I don't like the look of a very dark brow and light hair on me. After my hair grows out and I've got regrowth, I like a pretty dark brow. So my brows tend to change throughout my cycle of my hair growth, and they always tend to go back to the natural color by the end of the month, but I just like to lighten them up because obviously makeup's in there. I don't know if it's staining or a combination of my natural hairs growing out, but I lightened them to just a lighter color. You could still see that they were there, but they were very subtle on the face. And last night I decided that I would do a little bit of a brow dye just because I did want to feel like I had makeup in there already. I'm pretty happy with the outcome. I've dyed my brows or tinted them once before. Again, that was before my holiday to Japan last year, so I had a little idea on what I was doing, but in terms of the lamination, I've never done it before, nor have I ever had it done on me, so I was kind of flying blind, but it worked out. I know it was a bit of a gamble to do so close to the wedding, but like I said, it worked out, so I don't really have any regrets. And I'm happy with how they turned out. I feel like typically a brow lamination would have the brows sticking straight up and have a very feathered look, but on myself I just tried to apply the perm solution and the fixing lotion and brush my brows in a way that I would normally if I was using a brow gel. So I've gone up a little bit in the center here and then diagonally out throughout the arch, leading up to the arch, and then kind of across on the tail. So I am happy with the outcome. I'm unsure if it's something I would do all the time, but I've obviously said I'm a bit of a chameleon with my brows, so maybe it's something I would do on occasion just to try it out and see how I go. But I'm very happy at the very least that my brows are set for the day, along with my lashes and lips. I've set myself up for a good skin day, so all I can do is continue to chug this and probably do a face mask tonight, but with that, that is all the prep that I've done for my wedding. And the sun is setting, so it's nearly the night before. I think I need to take off my makeup and just relax for the rest of the night. So I will be leaving the video here, but before I do, I just wanted to thank you so much for watching. I really hope this video helps you out if you're a bride-to-be and just trying to think about your time frame and what you want to do or what you need to do, or maybe even if you're just going to a big event and want to see some sort of pamper ideas. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give me a thumbs up if you did and subscribe if you haven't already. But like I said, I will be leaving you here, so I just wanted to thank you once again for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye!